And we are back. Welcome to my EFL Cup, Carabao Cup, League Cup, Bangkok Century Cup, Audi Cup, Mickey Mouse Cup, Football Cup, semi-final first leg predictions. We've got two massive semi-finals coming up for you over the next couple of days as four sides battle it out to make their way to Wembley. And after what's been a very, very fun FA Cup weekend, which has seen some big upsets, there are going to be a couple of clubs, Middlesbrough and Fulham, looking to score some major upsets in the League Cup semi-finals during the next couple of days as they try, as I say, to try and get themselves into Wembley's final in a month's time. If you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video if you have enjoyed this EFL Cup series over the course of the last couple of months, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We're going to be doing all of the African and Asia Cup over the course of the next few weeks as well. We'll be posting daily for the African Cup of Nations and the Asia Cup, as well as still maintaining all of our Premier League, FA Cup replay predictions, this, that and the other, and all of our usual reactions to Manchester United as well. Let's get straight in to tonight's game and also look ahead to tomorrow's. So we're going to kick things off in Middlesbrough this evening as they take on Chelsea. Now, I think this could be an interesting one. I did watch both of these games at the same time the other day. You had Middlesbrough and Chelsea both respectively playing in their FA Cup games at the same time. And from what I saw of their two games respectively, I think this could end up being quite a close one. I think Middlesbrough are very unlucky against Aston Villa at the weekend, whereas Chelsea put up a strong performance and were just about able to pin off Preston North End in the end. Preston just basically ran out of steam. Middlesbrough did not run out of steam. Like I said, they just got very, very unlucky. Yes, Aston Villa did bring on the likes of Watkins and Diaby, Douglas Luiz. They left out arguably their three most key players, and that's what sort of got them the extra chances that led to the corner. But then it's a horrible deflection that means that Middlesbrough won't be getting that replay against Aston Villa. They've got another opportunity against Premier League opposition tonight. Arguably worse Premier League opposition, given the fact that Chelsea are 10th and Aston Villa are 2nd. Chelsea, on the other hand, like I said, were able to pin off Preston North End in the end with a comfortable 4-0 win, I think it was, in the end. But going into tonight's game, I think they're really going to struggle. Like I say, Middlesbrough very good against Aston Villa. The only concern for me is, can Middlesbrough score? If Middlesbrough can score in this game, it gives them that platform to build on. If Chelsea score first, I just think this whole tie is over already. I can't see Middlesbrough coming back tonight and then potentially going to Stamford Bridge and then getting a result. I think for Middlesbrough, all the focus needs to be on tonight's game. Can they get at least a draw? Can they get a win? I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, but we'll see. Like I say, there were a fair few Premier League versus Championship games at the weekend in the EFL Cup. And you've got to look at the likes of the Newcastle-Sunderland game, where it was just obvious that the Premier League quality is far too good for the Championships. But then you do have to look at Middlesbrough performance against Aston Villa and say, well, potentially there is still opportunities there. But that's the way I see it. I think Chelsea should definitely be considered the heavy favourites for tonight. But I'm going to give Middlesbrough a chance just to make it a little bit more entertaining going into that second leg. Because I do have a slight fear that this whole week could just make the games in a couple of weeks' time null and void, because Chelsea could win easily. And as we move on to the other game, there is definitely a possibility that Liverpool do win easily tomorrow night as well. However, let's have a brief chat about that before I make a prediction like that. Firstly, it has to be noted that when these two sides met in the Premier League at Anfield a couple of months ago, it was a 4-3 win to Liverpool. And I don't think anyone can sit here and say that Fulham weren't either very unlucky not to get something or potentially robbed of getting something, because I'm still convinced, I think there was a penalty incident that didn't go Fulham's way, and I'm still convinced that there was a foul by Tsimikas on, I can't remember which Fulham player it was, which then led to Liverpool's winner at the very end of that game. So Fulham put up a hell of a fight that day. The only thing that I think is working against Fulham, or could potentially work against Fulham, is the possible inclusion of Alisson or not. Now, when I made my prediction for Liverpool's FA Cup game against Arsenal, one of my key points is that I thought Kelleher would play in goal, because Kelleher normally plays in goal for Liverpool in the cup games. They played Alisson. Yes, Arsenal missed some glaring chances, but they played Alisson and Liverpool got another clean sheet. I think Alisson is that important to them. I think he is arguably their most important player right now. And I think if Alisson plays again tonight, it will make a massive difference to how Liverpool approach this game. And I think Liverpool will win a lot more comfortably if Alisson's in goal. If it is Kelleher in goal, then things become a little bit more interesting. Because like I say, Fulham have already put 3 goals past Kelleher this season. And we'll see what happens. all in all, I have to go off of a mixture of all of those assumptions put together. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Liverpool. Let's see what happens. I hope, obviously as a Manchester United fan that doesn't want to see Chelsea or Liverpool win this trophy, I hope Middlesbrough get something tonight. I hope Fulham can do, well, just make the tie interesting going back to Craven Cottage in a couple of weeks' time. That's the key for Fulham. If they can get out of Anfield tonight with a 2-1 defeat or a 3-2 defeat, a 1-goal defeat, or even better, either a draw or a win, sets up a really interesting tie in a couple of weeks' time. But we'll see. That's the way I see it. Chelsea getting a draw at Middlesbrough, or Middlesbrough getting a draw at home to Chelsea, and Liverpool getting a reasonably comfortable win over Fulham tomorrow evening. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section. Do you think it's going to be an interesting week, or do you just think it's going to be Chelsea and Liverpool walking away with it, setting up basically walkover second legs in a couple of weeks' time to set up that final at Wembley, a repeat of the final, I believe, from 2 years ago as well. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I will be back on, I think Friday will be when I do my next round of Premier League predictions before, like I say, we then get into all of our Asia Cup and African Cup of Nations predictions as well. I will see you then.